Welcome to the Boomer Technician. Today we're catching a show in Stanton, Kentucky, but we're starting our day in the mountains of eastern Kentucky in a town called Hazard. And so far I haven't seen any Dukes, but I'll keep looking. This car show is sponsored by a local club, and I believe it's at a parts store. So we should see a lot of interesting cars coming in and out, and more cruise in than car show. I don't think there's any trophies or anything involved with this car show. So looking forward to seeing what we're going to see there. So we'll head down there in about 10 minutes. It's going to be an hour and a half drive in, and the show starts at 2, so I got a little time to work with. And talking about Kentucky and the automotive scene, if you will, there's, of course, some NASCAR here. It's probably not as predominant as it is in Tennessee and North Carolina and Alabama, Florida, but I believe there's a big Kentucky Speedway somewhere in the state. And also, there's a big manufacturing plant. Toyota put their roots down here a long time ago, and they built a lot of Camrys here in Kentucky. And now, I believe they're building the RAV4s and the other high-volume Toyota product. So, once again, a lot of the South is dominated by import manufacturing. The imports have figured out they can avoid duties by building cars here in the U.S., and most of them came down into the South. So, definitely a big automotive scene in terms of manufacturing, particularly with that big plant here in Kentucky. Well, before we get to the car show, I thought I'd stop and tell you a little story from last night. I thought I had a mechanical problem. I was rolling through eastern Kentucky. I had the window down. It was a nice evening, kind of cool, and I started hearing this squealing. It was coming and going. It was kind of intermittent, but it sounded like I was losing a water pump bearing, or maybe one of my belts was getting ready to let go. So I pulled into a gas station fairly quickly and shut the car off, and I was going to jump out and take a look under the hood, make sure there wasn't any leaks or anything, and the screeching kept going. And it turns out that there's a owl or a frog or something in eastern Kentucky, and when they hit mating season, they sound just like a water pump bearing getting ready to go out. So if you're driving through eastern Kentucky with your windows down and you think you hear a mechanical problem, pull over and shut the car off and see if the noise continues. And if it does, it's just the neighbors making a racket. And to wrap up our stories from the road, here's the end of our road trip into Stanton. And this is the main street coming off the highway. Yeah, as you can see, it's a pretty sizable town. It's got at least 2 stoplights and a couple of major businesses, including the host of our show, the O'Reilly's Auto Parts. So let's go ahead and whip a left turn here and slide into the show and see what we see. Well, not a whole lot to see. This was the one row of the cars. We got a Challenger around the corner, and I've got my Mustang sitting next to a rather nice Chevy pickup. It's got a nice patina and a bag suspension and a pretty solid driveline. So nice little local car. And then somebody pulled up with this very nice Pontiac Le Mans, and he used to drag it. And it's had a couple of engines in it. I believe he's currently got a 400 in it, but he's got a 455 in the garage for it. And then here's a little Chevy 2 wagon. We talked about this when we were in Jacksonville, I think. Chevy 2s are very popular with the hot rodders because a small block Chevy just drops right in between the frame rails. It's pretty much a bolt-in installation. So this has got some pretty serious power underneath those rather bland looks. And then to wrap up things, we've got this SN95 Mustang convertible and a nice C3 Corvette in the background there. And that was about it for the show. But surprisingly, around the corner, just sitting in the neighbor's parking lot, was this 77 Mustang 2 T-Top 2+2. It's a very complete car and very nice condition, and he didn't feel the need to bring it to the show, but I was certainly surprised to find a Mustang 2 just around the corner. Well, you might ask yourselves what's better, a car show here in Stanton with just a few people, or a big show in a larger town in Kentucky with lots of cars and maybe lots of people? Well, you're asking the wrong question. The right answer is, why don't we do both shows? So we're going to pack up here. I'm told there's a show down the street in Lexington about 40 minutes away, so we're going to check that out and see if we can get 2 shows in on our Kentucky trip. Okay, here's a bunch more Kentucky cars. I've run down the hill to the next car show. It's in a parking lot of a tacky restaurant. that's known for waitresses and hot cats. But there's lots of cars here. We'll take a look at all of them and maybe even end up talking to some people. Well, we took a walk around and got some footage of the cars here. This was a great show. Lots of variety, all sorts of different things, and just cars showing up on a Sunday afternoon at the local restaurant. Lots of people happy to get out and show off what they had. And of course, a lot of people having lunch with their friends, and just a great all around event for people who love cars and people who have cars. So, once again, a wide variety, including these hydraulic lift cars. So, it was a great show to attend, and I'll highlight a couple of things I ran across. Some really kind of interesting, unusual, you never see them cars, which you know I'm always a fan of. But we'll start with a car that we've seen at a lot of different car shows, and it's kind of an old classic, but despite that, we just keep seeing them over and over again here at these car shows. I've said it before and I'll say it again. For every car show, there's a Ford Skyliner that comes visit. Well, I definitely wanted to get a shot of this car. I talked to the owner, and his father built it a long time ago, and that is some fantastic metalwork, but he's planning on keeping it in his family. Well, in a world of something you don't see every day, how about an AMC Spirit Fastback? I thought for a minute it was an SX4 with the all-wheel drive system, but no, he's just got the back jacked up there a little bit, and some interesting wheels. I think we'll get a close-up of those. I don't think I've ever seen it set like that before. Yeah, not seen those before. Definitely a unique-looking wheel. Kind of cool. And here's something that's even cooler. It's a Brickland SV1 in perfect condition. I tried to chase down the owner and get some better shots of the car, but he just drove through the parking lot and headed down the street. So, oh well. Well, that wraps up our Kentucky video. It was nice to get 2 car shows in a single day, in a single state. That reminds me of something. I've been to a lot of states so far, 15 or 16, and at this point, we haven't had a weather cancellation, which only proves a very important point. No matter where you go, there you are, and the sun is probably shining. Brickland SV1. Safety Vehicle 1. And they were a massive failure. But they got going doors, so, you know.
Fascinating, yeah.
You could probably pick one up for about 20, 25 grand. They're not exactly hot in the market. That one's a very nice, it's in very good shape.
Yeah, it's a really good shape. Really unique looking thing, too.
And it's fiberglass, so.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. He was competing with a vet, and
yeah, go figure.
He lacked the style and he lacked the power.
Yeah.
So
that was really something now.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, he was promoting safety at the time, so.
Oh, yeah.
He thought that was going to sell cars like with Volvo. And they built that in Canada, New Brunswick, as I recall. So you grew up in the 70s, you know way too much shit about obscure stuff. Well, I know about 20 years of cars really, really well, and the new stuff I don't know, and the old stuff I don't know.
Yeah.